And what's up, you guys? Welcome to the Mango Grove. My name is Krisha, and this is today's Bitcoin and perhaps FTM analysis video. I'm going to do FTM primarily because I want to give you guys an update on, well, that big trade that I was talking about. I did have a pretty big position on FTM, which I was sort of forced to exit because, well, all of my invalidations hit on that trade. Now, I'll be updating you on the FTM trade as to where I basically exited, what is the status of that, and where do I see price coming down, okay? Now, I had gone over Bitcoin and why Bitcoin dumped yesterday. We have a lot playing out on the fundamental landscape of things. We have Jerome Powell, who is the chairman of the Federal Reserve, coming out with a very, very hawkish stance. For those of you who are not aware of the lingo in terms of Fed speak, hawkish means that they are looking to, really tighten the entire money supply situation right there, okay? So we're looking at tightening of money. Now, why is this important? Now, this is just, and I'm breaking this down primarily in layman terms so that those of you who are not, you guys are not aware of the economic plumbing, this will give you maybe a brief idea of what's really going on. So Jerome Powell, he is the chairman of the Federal Reserve, and they come out every month with the FOMC meeting where they discuss the interest rate. Right now, over the past, 1 year now, interest rates have been going up. As many of you guys know, if you guys have a running mortgage right now, you'll find that all of those interest rates are going up on your mortgage, if you are especially on a variable rate, right? So now we have these interest rates going up. They come out on a monthly basis, trying to decide whether or not to increase interest rates and by how much. So now over the past over the past year, now they started off by increasing it by around 75 basis points on a month-to-month basis. This was sometime last year. And then they flipped to 50 basis points for a good 2 months in between right there. And then they brought that down to 25 basis points. So now over the past couple of months, I'm talking about the month of Jan, the month of Feb, people were getting, they were looking at this trajectory of, okay, they're hiking interest rates still, but they're bringing down the pace of their hiking from 75 to 50 to 25, and people were looking at that as good news. And that's why we saw markets actually rally. Take Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin, for example, you went from 16K all the way up to around 25K, and this is not just Bitcoin, guys. We're talking about equities across the board. Just look at the S&P 500 as well, right? We saw markets rally. Now, what's happened over the past 2 days is that Jerome Powell, he has made, various hawkish statements. And when I say hawkish statements, he's made statements that's putting in a wrench into these sequence of events. At least the forecast, people are forecasting them to just stick to this sort of sequence, right? But he's gone ahead and put a wrench in it, saying that, hey, I know you guys are pricing in 25 basis points only, but you know what? If the situation presents itself, we will not hesitate to increase it by 50 basis points. Okay, and that's why, everyone, the thing about interest rates and markets, guys, markets are forward pricing, okay? They take these interest rates, they take the forecasted interest rates, and they already go ahead and price that in. So what's being priced in on this dump right here, okay, is this, especially this region right here, is people fearing him coming out with 50 basis points. Because all this while, they were only pricing in a good 25. Okay, but now I think the key statement that he made, and I think the key thing that he alluded to was he's only going to, get onto that 50 basis point rate hike if the situation presents itself. Now, the situation relies, like I'd mentioned yesterday, on two numbers. We have, CPI, which is a direct sort of gauge on inflation, and we have the employment numbers. Now, I believe that the next 1 week is likely going to end up being a volatile week if the markets are wrong to price this. Okay, so we have on just tomorrow, we have employment numbers coming out on 10th of March. I'm going to say 10M. Okay, 10th of March. Okay, fine. M is a bit too vague. 10th of March is employment numbers, and then we have 14th of March where we're getting the CPI read. Okay, CPI is going to be inflation. If I really have to put weight on one of these dates as to which one is going to be the more important read, the more important data point, it's going to be CPI. Okay, because right now I'm talking to people, I'm looking at the overall sort of landscape of things, and I feel like employment is still pretty up there, right? People are still finding jobs. They're able to find jobs, at least those who are looking. And I don't think that's been an issue. At least I'm following the Canadian data so far, but even America for that matter, I don't think there's there's a shortage of job opportunities just yet. So now, of course, I mean, we're going to get this number in tomorrow. We'll see what the unemployment number is really coming in at, okay? But as far as this price action is concerned, I think what is going to warrant this price action is if unemployment comes in lower, okay? But CPI, which is inflation, comes in higher. Okay, that print is going to warrant this price action. Okay, and I do believe that he's likely going to come out on 2 weeks from now, which is where the FOMC, when the FOMC meeting takes place, and he's actually going to end up raising rates by 50 basis points. Okay, that's if we get unemployment coming lower than expected and CPI coming in higher than expected. Okay, so that is what you need to watch out for to really, figure out whether or not this reaction by the market is warranted. Now, of course, we don't have those numbers just yet, so we'll have to wait and watch. Now, today, guys, I'm going to be keeping this fairly simple. We're just going to be talking about levels here, okay, what Bitcoin has done in the past 24 hours, and then we'll come up with the appropriate levels from then on, okay? Now, yesterday, I gave you guys my these two boxes that I've highlighted for you right here. Now, the red box territory was highlighting the golden cross, right, that we were looking at now, which is the 55 EMA and the 200 exponential moving average. What I'm going to do is I'm going to knock off all of my lines. So we're looking at the green EMA right there and the purple EMA. Okay, and I'm looking at that red box territory. Now that is the golden cross, and historically, guys, that golden cross has been very, very key, especially emerging out of a bear market phase, that bear market accumulation phase. The very first golden cross that Bitcoin has received has usually led to the next markup phase, getting into the next bull run. Okay, so say this is the market cycle. Okay, any golden cross received right here has usually been the precursor for the next markup phase, getting into the bull market. Okay, and it usually happens once or twice every cycle. It's usually once every cycle. So this was a very, very important cross. But now the main question is, can we maintain that, right? Right now, price is breaking the 50. It's already broken the 55 EMA as well as the 200 exponential moving average. Now, yesterday I was telling you that, hey, if we break the 200 exponential, apologies for my very sort of messy chart. My navigation is terrible today. Jeez Louise, Krisha, jeez Louise. Okay, there we are. So I told you guys yesterday that, hey, if we close a daily candle underneath the 200 exponential moving average, only then will I be expecting Bitcoin to likely come down to test this region right here, okay, which comes in at around 21.2K, going all the way down to 20.5K. Okay, now you'll see that ever since Bitcoin actually closed underneath the 200 exponential moving average today, okay, yes, we have come up for an official test of the 200 exponential, as you can see right here. I'm just going to zoom in, right? Look at the wick. A proper, beautiful test of the 200 exponential moving average, and only to get rejected off of that region, okay? So that is a very, very important region for, the bull to take back if we have to anticipate another move to the upside. For now, what's important to note is that we are holding it as resistance overhead. And right now, I mean, if you're looking at the probability of immediate price action, guys, who's got the edgers, the bulls or the bears? It's the bears, okay? I do believe the next immediate level that Bitcoin could likely come down to test is 21.2K. All right, now I will be anticipating that price action if we fail to close the 12-hour reclaim that 200 exponential moving average on the 12-hour close. Now we close the 12-hour in around 4 hours, give or take. Okay, so if we fail to close over that 200 exponential in the next 4 hours, I'm saying that we're likely going to end up doing this. Okay, price coming down to test this region right here around 21.2K. Okay, from where price is at right now to 21.2K, that's gonna be a good 1.87% to the downside. Now, I don't think that's gonna be any ordinary test though. Okay, because check this out. I'm gonna just knock off anything that I don't need. Okay, notice everything that's sort of playing out on this chart. Okay, so yes, we've lost the 55, the 200 exponential moving average. In addition to that, if I take you guys on over to the weekly time frame, getting down to that region will also be us getting that official test of the weekly 21 EMA, but at which point, guys, we would have also broken structure. And I feel like that's something that perhaps people are missing, because if you notice, so far Bitcoin has been putting in a series of higher highs. Okay, we got this low right here, which was at that 15K region, right? We got a higher low. But now question is, can we maintain the higher low? If we come down to that 21 EMA, guys, we break that higher low structure. Okay, and I think that is something to note right there. Yes, we will be holding the 21 EMAs, so we'll have to wait and watch. But for now, that is going to be the most immediate test if we fail to close the 12-hour or tomorrow's candle over the 200 exponential moving average on the daily time frame. So look towards that level, okay? If you want to get a gauge on whether or not we come down to test these other critical weekly regions of support. Okay, 200 exponential, guys, for those of you who want to take note of it, go ahead and do so. Comes in at around 21.7K. Now, I do believe that whatever Bitcoin does here is going to have a slight effect on some of the high and mid M caps that usually move alongside Bitcoin in market conditions such as these. Okay, now, yes, I'm noticing that some of the low M caps, especially on the layer twos, they don't seem to care. They're technically living in a world of their own. I have been doing a deep dive on some of the on some of the layer twos, and man, they are building, They are building. This is the time to really scour through some of those charts and some of those projects, because there's some crazy stuff being built out there that could will end up getting into some of the top 10 to top 20 list, getting into the next bull cycle. So this is where you put in the work, guys. I said this on the live stream, I'll say it again. This is the time where you hustle that's going to pay those dividends getting into the next bull run phase, okay? And speaking of paying dividends, guys, we are running a sale right now on the Mango Seed program as well as the Mango Dynamic Indicator. Okay, it is my birthday sale. Tomorrow is my birthday, so we usually do this every year. The coupon code is Krisha-B Day. Okay, I'll be linking it on the screen. That way you guys can go ahead and, just copy paste. Okay, so yeah, definitely check it out if you are looking to jump into the program. I honestly think that there's no better time. Is during these market phases where your education really counts, okay? Because it's just gonna end up paying dividends. I said this yesterday too, on the weekly time frame. Just zoom out, okay? If you allocated any time into researching projects, or even allocated time and investment into really learning how to trade, right? If you allocated time during this phase right here, even during this entire COVID phase right here, okay, during this phase right here, it's during these market junctures where all of your education and your time spent really pays dividends, okay, because you get to capitalize on this entire move. This is where you get to apply your knowledge. Alrighty, so yeah, make sure you're hunkering down during these times and really putting in the effort to take your trading to the next level. Now with this, guys, I also want to maybe identify and probably answer some of the questions that you guys are thinking about right now. Is this time different? Right? Is this phase right here going to basically is going to translate to Bitcoin dropping down further, perhaps even taking out these lows right here and even breaking down further all the way to that 13K target that many people have been harping on about now for months on end, right? Even before the whole FTX saga right here, right? Does Bitcoin actually do that? Now, I'm gonna make this very, very simple, okay? Now, the thing about trading is that it's not a gamble, okay? Trading does not always have to be a gamble. Some people look at it as gambling, but if you're able to employ certain systems, if you're able to employ risk management to your trades, okay, to your entire sort of position, you can make very, very calculated moves on these charts. Now, for me, my personal system, my risk management system, if you have to ask me, Krisha, are we coming down to 13K? Is this the time that we really start getting bearish? My very simple answer to that is, for me at the very least, is no. I'm not getting bearish here, okay? I'm going to be waiting for my entire system to break. Now, my system broke on the FTM trade, which I will be walking you through in the next few minutes. But my system broke there and I got out. And I was right to get out. And I'll show you exactly why I was right to get out. The price actually ended up falling another 15% from there. But right now, what my Bitcoin system is telling me is that I'm not invalidated on my long-term allocation yet. Okay, what are my invalidations? This entire yellow box territory right here, guys, that is my entire invalidation zone on Bitcoin. Okay, if Bitcoin actually breaks this yellow box territory right here, with the lowest threshold on here coming in at around $20,548, notice what I've marked out here. It's the monthly 10 simple moving average. Only once we break that and we start closing weekly and monthly candles underneath that region, so I'll be looking for at the very least one monthly close, but even if the weekly has to show me some weakness in terms of, we close multiple weekly candles underneath that region, only then will I really be anticipating further downside, perhaps Bitcoin coming in to sweep these lows. that's when I will consider my system broken, at which point I do think that the markets are doing something very, very different, something that that the market has not done ever before. Bitcoin would be breaking multiple signatures at once, multiple historic signatures at once. So that's what's going to make me reevaluate my long-term allocation. That's also going to make me reevaluate my thesis on the macro cycle. Okay, because markets, guys, they all move in cycles. We have accumulation, the markup, distribution, markdown, but that marks your bull market and your bear market. Okay, now this happens in a matter of years, right? One cycle is roughly 4 years. Okay, so this entire thing plays out in 4 years. Okay, approximately 4 years. So right now, we have not lost this entire yellow box territory, and only until we lose that will I really start swinging bearish for real. Okay, for as long as we're maintaining that as support, I'm saying that, hey, you know what, the bulls can actually take this up. I have to follow my system, okay, because if I do not follow my system, I'm suddenly gambling. I'm leaving everything to traders' intuition. The problem with traders' intuition, okay, the problem with the following social cues is that you can never really draw a perimeter around traders' intuition and social cues. Okay, that perimeter, guys, is your invalidation points. That perimeter is basically it's your rule set. Okay, it's going to tell you to adhere to certain rules. Ultimately, I always say this, separate yourself in terms of a manager and an executor. Let the manager come up with the systems and your risk management. Let the executor just be responsible for executing on your trades. Every time you got to exit your trade or enter your trade, let the executor perform that. Okay, do not let the executor interfere in the manager's job. The manager has already looked at the charts, set in the perimeters for you. All you got to do is follow it as an executor. Okay, so now this is what the executor in me really set for myself. So I will be following this, and unless we really break that region, I cannot really swing bearish, okay? I'll be waiting for price to take that out before I reevaluate the entire market cycle. But where am I getting this yellow box territory from? Once again, the lowest threshold, guys, is the monthly 10 SMA. So far, we have 2 monthly closes over the monthly 10 SMA, which is historically a very, very, very good bullish signature. I've gone over this in one of my previous videos. But in addition to this, we're also we have the 40 dynamic sitting in right underneath us within that yellow box territory, with the 40 dynamic level coming in at around $21,000. Okay, we also have the weekly dynamic on that level right there. As you can see, top threshold coming in at around, let me just get that level for you, $22,273. And then along with this, we also have the monthly Stokes. Let's go ahead and bring that up. I know you guys, you're probably like, Krisha, something new, please, already. Come on. I'm not, I don't have anything new. I'm actually keeping this as simple as a system. Okay, and the thing is that the best trades are going to be the most simple ones. Okay, when you really boil it down to simplicity, you're able to execute on those systems far, far, far better than any other complex system out there. Okay, keep your systems simple. This is my system. Okay, now I'm seeing support on my 4-day dynamic, weekly dynamic, and also Stokes still crossed bullish. Okay, this is monthly Stokes. Of course, we're not going to get a tell on whether or not this crosses bearish again until, well, the end of the month. So we'll be waiting on that. We still have a couple of more weeks to go, okay? So I'll be waiting on this. So far, everything intact as far as the system is concerned. It appears right now Bitcoin is oscillating between the monthly 55 EMA and the 10 simple moving average, with the midpoint, I believe, coming in at around that 200 exponential. Let's go ahead and check it out, okay? So this is the range. Right now, this is the most critical range for Bitcoin, okay, with the midpoint coming in right here. Now, if you're looking at the daily, where's the midpoint? Okay, and we've lost the midpoint. Okay, so we have a better chance of testing the monthly 10 SMA than testing the monthly 55 EMA right now. That's how I look at the midpoint. The midpoint helps me out it helps me determine who's got the edge, bulls or bears, in any given range, okay? So yeah, this is the ultimate picture for Bitcoin. Right now, I say on the immediate time frames, I'm saying that the bears have the edge, okay? I even showed you the breakdown of the bear flag yesterday, right, which is this. All right, as you can see, we saw a breakdown, and in fact, we also did the measured move of the bear flag. So zoom out, and let me just fix my scale for you. Okay, you can see that the measured move will likely take Bitcoin all the way down to 20.9K. Okay, that is the measured move of the bear flag. So far, yeah, I think the next immediate target for Bitcoin is 21.2Ks. Okay, so watch out for that target. I do believe that some of the other high M caps and mid M caps would also likely break down, perhaps not to the same magnitude, but yeah, I'll be expecting a further technical weakness on those charts as well. Alrighty, so now with this, we can jump on over to FTM. Now, this is going to be a very, very quick update, just to give you guys a quick update on my FTM trade. If it loads. Okay, perfect. Now, for those of you in the Mango Prime Discord group, by the way, guys, the Mango Prime is completely free. The only one sort of condition to that is if you are someone who's always active in the main Mango Discord chat, we give you guys access to a private server, which is the Mango Prime server. Now, every time we find good trade setups, or hell, if I find good trade systems, I usually bring it up to your attention on the Mango Prime chat. Now, I found an excellent system on FTM. Like, I back tested this with you guys on video, and yeah, it was pretty freaking insane. Okay, so you caught some amazing moves with that. Not just that, it also told you when to get the hell out of your trades. Okay, when the time was right to get out. Okay, so now I followed that system and I got out of my trade as soon as I was invalidated based on those system rules. So now I got out, guys, at this region right here. Okay, on this loss of 42 cents, that's where I got out of my trade. Okay, that's where the system basically invalidated me on my entire trade setup. I'm going to we'll just go ahead and just put on my ribbon right there. Perfect. And yeah, my system was invalidated right here as soon as I got 2 consecutive closes underneath 42 cents. Okay, that's when I was invalidated. Now, notice what happened though. I was invalidated on the very next candle. Now, you need to understand that while my thesis was on 42 cents, price had already dropped a good, 6%. I'm looking at that as a 6% hit on a very, very, very big position. Okay, so I'm just like, oh, damn. So I ended up DCing in around here when we got the first test of 42 cents. Now, if you guys have been following my FTM updates, you already know that, right? So I got much of my position on that region. Okay, so now as soon as we broke that region, now I'm suddenly sitting in the red. Alrighty, so I waited. I said, okay, fine, we have the 200 exponential right underneath us. I say that, you know what, we're likely going to get a retest of 42 cents once again, and that's where I technically put my bid. Now, I actually got my bid in when I was asleep. So yeah, that was good. I managed to get the position out. But yeah, this is where I took a bit of a loss because some of my my DCA bids was along these candle opens right here. Okay, so yeah, there was this bit of a spread that I took a loss on. Let me just show you this spread. Okay, so I got some of my position on the wicks, but I got quite a bit at around 43 cents. Okay, so yeah, I took a slight loss, not too much, but I exited at around this region, 42.28. Alrighty, so that's where I exited my trade. Now, for those of you, like I said, in the Mango Prime Discord chat, you guys have the entire system at your disposal. Okay, so if you just follow that, you've already if you caught a short on that, you've already caught a trade of a good 15% to the downside. And if you followed that and you got out of your long position on FTM, you saved yourself another 15% in losses. Okay, so yeah, any system, like I really, really like finding systems. So anything that I do find, I'll be posting it on the Mango Prime chat. Okay, but this is a very quick update on the FTM trade. Where do I see FTM coming down to next? The next sort of region for FTM is going to be, oh man, it's a tough one. We do have immediate support sort of underneath us at around this region. Let me just go ahead and smack it right here. Yeah, but I do think that's going to be the next sort of immediate trade. Also lining up with the 200 simple moving average, guys, at around 29 cents. Okay, so that's going to be the next sort of immediate region I look for FTM to really come down to. We could, however, see a stutter stop at around 34 cents as well. Okay, so yeah, there is a bit of support underneath FTM. As you can see, we've had like some really choppy zones along the way, particularly in this region right here, in this region right here. Okay, this region right here, and that's what I'm saying. 34 cents could be another region of contention for the bulls and the bears to really put up a fight there. Alrighty, but for those of you still stuck in trades and you're looking to, well, figure out, you know, where to get out at. It's tough. I feel like this was the exit. Okay, let's just say this. Okay, I'm not just saying it for the sake of saying it, but 37 cents is going to be the next sort of move to the upside. But say the 12-hour or if we get multiple 4-hour closes over 37 cents, then I say that we likely get a test of the Tenkin, okay, coming in at around 39 cents. All right, so this is target 1 to the upside and target 2 to the upside. Things will change drastically, guys, once again for FTM. So basically things turn around from bearish to bullish on the intermediate time frames if we start taking out this region right here, 42 cents once again to the upside. So we start living over 42 cents again. I'm saying that, yeah, the bulls likely take over and we go back up. First target, 49 cents. Okay, but yeah, look for strength along critical regions. And right now, the most critical region on the chart, in my opinion, is that 42-cent region. Alrighty, but yeah, this is the update on FTM and my FTM trade. And once again, I implore you guys to go ahead and check out the signature I posted on FTM on the Mango Prime Discord chat for those of you who do have access. And yeah, and I'm going to wrap up this video today. Now, I might not do a video tomorrow because I will be out with family celebrating my birthday. And so I will see you in the next update, perhaps day after tomorrow. Okay, I will be available on the Discord chat though, so just a quick heads up there. Now I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, don't forget to smash that like button, and I will see you well next time with this. Trade safely, trade stress free, trade the mango way, trade the easy way. Ciao, you guys.